Welcome to Stuck Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. Everybody's talking about AI, but I have a genuine expert here today, Pooja Arshanapally from the Content Repurposer, and we're going to be talking about AI prompts so you startups can do content and not have it drive you nuts. Thank you so much for coming, Pooja.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So, what made you decide to come up with this particular tool?
So I started speaking a lot and I started with AI prompts. And I realized that the first time I created that speech, it resonated with a lot of people. And I've been doing the same speech for like almost 2 years, and still people are getting value from it, even though the AI technology has advanced a lot within the 2 years. I knew that I was onto something, but I think one thing is a lot of people are busy, and a lot of times it's either they have to sacrifice spending a lot of money on a tool to do it for them, or they have to do it by themselves, or they have to do it by like figure it all out. So I was like, maybe if I could find something in between where they don't have to spend so much money up front, but they also can be able to make it a lot easier to do certain prompts, or maybe they have a certain lack of knowledge that they don't, that someone could fill the gap in for temporarily so they can just move forward.
But you have to have some nuggets of content to start with that the prompts can work off of, right?
Right.
So what kind of questions should a startup be asking themselves when they're getting ready to do this?
In the product that I am providing, so usually it's a lot of like market research. So what I mean by market research is, okay, who is your audience? And it's not just like the demographics, it's okay, who are like I would say like who are your previous clients? Like what have they said about you? Like bring in testimonials of what they say. What are specific keywords that people use repetitively when they talk about you? And it's kind of like a list of like 10 questions that you get to write out, which is probably the only thing that you have to spend time thinking about compared to everything else. But it's just 10 questions that talk about you as your company and like what you serve, mixed with how do your clients and prospects think about you when you're not in the room, and does what they say is incongruent of what you do.
Okay, so what kinds of content does this particular tool generate?
So right now, I just wanted to focus on one simple content. So it focuses on writing website copy. So if you are a service provider and you just have like a basic about, contact, service, and homepage, this one will work for you. And it's supposed to, through the different market research questions, it's supposed to create a tone of voice and create brand copy that's within your tone of voice. And then from there, you will have templates for like a website that you can go back and rewrite from the copy, the tone of voice that we just created within the prompts.
Okay, and then you just copy and paste stuff into your
Yeah,
website?
yeah.
Okay, sounds very, very useful. Do you want to give a concrete example of some of this?
I mean, I used it for myself, like for my own business.
If your audience, if your potential clients are in social media, you need to be able to put information out there. But your website is your homepage. It's your office. It's where people come to meet you and interact. So that's the sort of place where you want really good content with lots of great keywords so that SEO happens organically. So we'll put Pooja's website link in the comments. And what else should people be using AI for?
It's more just, I think it's kind of overwhelming because there's so much out there. And I think, I know it's counterintuitive, but I would think just start small. Um, what are things that you don't want to do, or things that like, so like if you have a repetitive task, like let's say you have to inbox or email people. okay, what are simple things that you can use? Like, what are the tools already given to you? So, for example, if you have a Google Workspace, I know right now Gemini is included in the workspace. So, what are simple tasks that you don't want to do? And just like ask AI, like, I want to automate these certain tasks. Can you tell me how to do it? And then start repetitively of like outsourcing these tasks, these simple tasks, and then eventually those simple tasks will become big tasks. So I think for like those people, I think working small and then eventually that will become bigger.
So AI could help if you have a weekly meeting to write the copy for social media and post it on appropriate times and schedules so that you can kind of set it and forget it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is very interesting stuff. Do you have any particular tips on how to approach using your tool?
I would say I know this again is tedious, but for the market research questions, try not to use AI for that specifically because AI is a good tool, but I think uh, the people who've worked with you in the past, or your like the clients that you've worked with in the past, or what your previous experience, AI doesn't know right now. So it might give you a best educated guess, but it's not your experience of how you've interacted. So that's what I would say, like, would be helpful for right now, but then everything else you can use AI for.
And which AIs do people use most? We're talking about ChatGPT, or we're talking about Gemini or something else?
Yeah, so this specific tool, I've tested it within different AI chatbots, and I've even tested it on the free version. So I've tested it on ChatGPT's free version. I've used Claude for it. I know there's another free tool called Perplexity as well. So I tried to intentionally make this for anyone to use if they have a free account on any AI tool. So it's supposed to make it tailored. However, I can't think like Claude is gonna have it specializes in like writing good copy. Like that's what it's known for. ChatGPT has its own thing, but when I started going side by side, I realized that it's very similar. Even if it's ChatGPT or Claude, it's very similar. However, there might be a little bit of different adjustments based on the chatbot you use.
Okay. And if you want to know what people think about you, you need to ask them. So you could send out a 1 or 3 question survey to past clients if you have them, people who know you, people who've worked with you, if you don't have past clients, and have them respond about who they think you are. And that's going to do a bunch of things. It's going to help you generate your content, but it's also going to help you understand your market. Because if what you think you're putting out there is different from what they think they're getting, you need to know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, any parting thoughts? Thank you so much for coming, Pooja.
Yeah, thank you. I am also like if for the AI prompt writer, which is the product, I will also be launching an email copy as well, or as well as social media copy. So if this is not something that you're like right now interested, you have your copy fine and updated, I will be also launching other products as well.
Okay. And Pooja, by the way, is very responsive if you have questions. She's really easy to get a hold of. And so connect with her on LinkedIn. And I'm Mary Scott with Business Group. I want startups to be wildly successful. And one of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessroof.com. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.